I never thought life could be this, ordinary. Simple. Comfortable. I mean, I worked my 9-to-5 job, came home, and there she was, Maya. Always laughing, always pulling me into her little world. "You're too serious," she'd say, brushing my hand away when I tried to fuss over her. "Relax, live a little, you bore me sometimes." "I'm not boring," I'd protest, grinning. "I just care too much." She'd roll her eyes, smirk, and kiss me on the cheek. Care too much, yes. Overthink too much, also yes. But I love that about you, weirdly. I thought those words meant forever. 5 years of us, and I couldn't imagine waking up without her. Everything felt perfect. Until the night it wasn't. I was looking for my charger. My room was messy, papers everywhere, coffee cups, receipts. And then I saw it, her phone, glowing on the nightstand. I hesitated. I shouldn't have. But something inside me whispered, just look. Messages. From Raj. That name sounded rich, like champagne and expensive suits. I tapped the screen. "Can't wait to see you tonight. Dress for me. You looked stunning yesterday. I don't think I can wait any longer." I froze. My chest tightened. My fingers shook as I scrolled. Every message was worse than the last. The charm, the flattery, she laughed at it. She laughed. She walked in, smiling. "What are you doing?" I swallowed. My voice cracked. She frowned. "What's wrong?" I showed her the screen. Every word. Every message. Her smile faltered, but only for a second. She started, then stopped. "You're seeing him," I said. My voice wasn't calm. I wanted it to be calm, but it wasn't. My hands shook. "You're leaving me for him, aren't you?" Maya looked away, biting her lip. "It's not like that. Not like that. Not like that. Maya, these are messages. He's paying attention to you. He's offering me a life I can't ignore," she snapped. Her eyes were cold now. "I can't stay stuck with you forever. I love you, I did, but I need more. I deserve more." I felt my stomach drop. "More? You think money is more important than us? After everything?" She turned, her face calm but her voice sharper than I've ever heard. "I didn't ask for this life. He noticed me, appreciated me. Something you never did." I laughed bitterly. "Appreciated you? I've been here, every day, building a life with you. You left because some rich man whispered sweet words." She took a step closer. "I'm sorry, I truly am. But my choice is made. Don't try to change it." I couldn't speak. My world, 5 years of memories, laughter, plans, dreams, they all collapsed in a single moment. The weight of betrayal pressed down, suffocating. "Please, just, tell me why," I finally choked out. She hesitated, eyes glistening with something, guilt, maybe, or something else. I needed to feel alive. "I can't explain more. I'm sorry." She walked past me. Grabbed her coat. I watched, numb, as she left, her heels clicking like a countdown to the end of my life. I sank to the bed, staring at her phone on the nightstand, her words on that screen burning into my mind. My chest ached, my hands trembled. I can't believe this is happening. She was my life. She was mine. The apartment felt empty without her laugh, her scent, her chaos. I was alone. Completely, utterly alone. And just like that, the perfect life I thought I had, wasn't. I kept hearing Maya's last words echo in my head, and the more they echoed, the more something inside me cracked. I didn't sleep at all. By morning, my eyes were burning, and my chest felt hollow. When she came back to pick up her things, I stood by the door, trying to hold myself together. Maya, can we talk? My voice was small, almost foreign to me. She didn't even look up from the drawer she was emptying. There's nothing left to talk about. Please don't make this harder. Harder? I stepped closer. You broke 5 years of my life in 10 seconds. I think I get one honest conversation. She sighed, annoyed. What do you want me to say? That I feel guilty? I don't. I just want a better life. A better life with him? I whispered. Yes. She finally met my eyes. He can give me things you can't. Like what? Money? My voice cracked. Is that all I was missing? She shrugged. Dreams change. And mine didn't matter. She zipped her bag calmly. I'm leaving your watch, but I'm taking everything else. Everything else? Maya, I bought those things for you because I loved you. And now I don't need your love or your gifts. She slung the bag over her shoulder. Goodbye. I reached out before I could stop myself. Please, don't walk out like this. Just tell me I mattered. Even a little. She paused. For a moment, I thought I saw doubt in her eyes. Then she said, you were comfortable. But comfort isn't enough for me. And she walked past me without even closing the door. I dropped onto the couch, burying my face in my hands. I don't know how long I stayed like that. The door finally swung open again hours later, and I heard Ravi's voice. Bro. What happened? You sound like death on the phone. He looked around. Where's Maya? She's gone. My voice was flat. He sat next to me. Gone as in, breakup gone. Or just went for a walk. Breakup gone, I muttered. Forever gone. Rich guy named Raj gone. Ravi froze. No way. She wouldn't do that. She did. She already packed half her stuff. I rubbed my eyes. She didn't even pretend to care. He exhaled sharply. What did she say? That I was comfortable. I swallowed. Like a pillow. Or a doormat. Something soft she used to lean on until something more exciting showed up. That's cruel, he said. You didn't deserve that. I don't know what I deserve anymore. He tried to put a hand on my shoulder, but I pulled away. Don't give me pity, Ravi. I'm barely holding myself together. Fine. Then I'll give you honesty, he said. She didn't deserve you. You always bent over backward for her. And maybe that was the problem, I whispered. Maybe I should have been colder or richer or smarter. You're enough, he insisted. I wasn't enough for her. He didn't argue after that. His silence felt real, like he finally understood there was nothing to fix right now. Later that day at work, I sat at my desk, staring at the screen without seeing a thing. Anika walked over with her cup of tea, raising an eyebrow. You're unusually quiet, she said. What happened? I forced a weak smile. Nothing important. That's a lie, she said instantly. Your face looks like someone hit you with a frying pan. I got dumped, I admitted. In the worst possible way. She blinked. Wow. Okay. What happened? She left me for someone rich. Anika sat down across from me. I'm sorry. That must hurt. It feels like my entire life just cracked open. She leaned forward. Did she say why? Apparently, I was too stable, I said bitterly. Too comfortable. Anika snorted. That doesn't sound like a flaw. That sounds like she didn't know what she wanted. I thought she wanted me. People who chase shiny things never stop chasing, Anika said softly. Don't blame yourself. I sighed. I don't know how to stop. It keeps replaying in my head. That's normal. But you'll get through it, she said. Will I? I whispered. Yes, she said firmly. And not because of her. Because of you. I looked down at my hands. They felt like they belonged to someone else, someone weaker, someone broken. That night, lying in the dark, I whispered into the quiet room, was I really so easy to throw away? The silence answered me, and that hurt the most. Months had passed since Maya left, but the wound felt fresh every morning. I tried to bury myself in work, hoping deadlines and numbers could distract me. Sometimes they did. Sometimes they didn't. Hey, you've been quiet today, Anika said, sliding a mug across my desk. I looked up. I'm fine. Fine doesn't look like this, she said. Her brow was furrowed, her gaze sharp. Seriously, you've been walking around like a ghost for weeks. I laughed bitterly. Maybe I am a ghost. Maybe that's all I am now. She shook her head. Don't do that to yourself. You're better than this. Better than what? I muttered, staring at the mug. Better than being abandoned. Better than being replaced. Replaced? Her voice softened. You think anyone could replace you? No. Not Maya, not anyone. I smiled faintly, but it felt hollow. Easy for you to say. You're not the one who watched the girl you loved walk away for money. I'm not saying I understand completely, she said, but you can't keep punishing yourself. I can't just forget, I whispered. Every day, something reminds me of her. Her laugh, her stupid little habits, it's like she's everywhere, except not here. She leaned back, crossing her arms. Then don't forget. Remember it. Let it fuel you, not destroy you. Her words struck me harder than I expected. Fuel. Yes, fuel. Maybe I didn't need revenge yet, but maybe I needed to prove something, first to myself. Later that day, my phone buzzed. A notification from Instagram. I swiped reluctantly. Maya. Posing with Raj at some fancy restaurant, champagne in hand, smiles that made my stomach twist. Comments from her friends praising her life. How could she flaunt this so openly? I muttered under my breath. I see her, I whispered to myself. I see everything she's showing off. Anika noticed my expression. Who's that? Ex, I said tersely. Showing off. Makes me sick. She gave me a knowing look. You're still looking at her too much. It's not healthy. I know, I admitted. But I can't stop. And honestly, it fuels me. I don't know if it's pain or anger, or something worse. But it makes me want to succeed, even more. She smiled softly. Then use it. Don't let it eat you. Let it push you forward. I nodded, silently thanking her. Somehow, she always said the right thing, even without trying. That evening, I stayed late at work, sketching plans for my projects, thinking about the future. For the first time in months, I felt some control returning. Not happiness, no, not yet, but control. Hey, working late again? Anika's voice startled me. I'm just getting into the flow, I said. Flow, huh, she teased. You're obsessed. But okay, I'll let you have your obsession. Just, don't let it turn into bitterness. I see it creeping in sometimes. Bitterness? I scoffed. Maybe a little. Maybe a lot. But I can't afford to be soft anymore. I thought I was soft, and look what it got me. Soft isn't the problem, she said firmly. Clinging to what's gone, that's the problem. You're stronger than that. I stared at her, thinking about her words. She didn't know how much I wanted revenge. How much I fantasized about proving myself while watching Maya's life crumble. Yet, a small voice inside reminded me, don't become what you hate. I don't want to be bitter, I admitted. I want something else. But I don't know what that looks like. Something else is you, she said simply. Not Maya. Not Raj. You. Her words stuck with me long after she left. That night, I lay on my bed scrolling through Maya's posts again. I clenched my fists. One day, I whispered. One day I'll show you, not out of spite. Not to hurt you. But to prove I never needed you to begin with. I closed my eyes and imagined a future where I was stronger, smarter, unshakable. A future built by me, for me. And for the first time in months, I smiled, just a little, quietly. Not for her. Not for Raj. But for myself. I could still feel the sting from Maya's betrayal, but something inside me had shifted. I wasn't just surviving anymore, I was starting to build. Congrats on the promotion, Mr. Kapoor said, clapping me on the shoulder. Hard work pays off, even when life throws you curveballs. Thanks, sir, I said, trying to hide the small grin tugging at my lips. I don't know. Feels unreal. He chuckled. Unreal. Good. That means you're not used to success yet. Keep that hunger. Don't let comfort ruin your fire. I nodded, letting his words sink in. He didn't know all the details, but he understood determination. I won't, sir. I think I finally get it. Patience, focus, strategy. Exactly, he said. Now, you're in a position to make things happen. Don't waste it. Later that week, I ran into Ravi at the cafe. You look different, he said, raising an eyebrow. Different how? I asked, pouring my coffee. Like someone who's finally getting their act together. Focused. Sharp. I can see it in your eyes. I smirked. Maybe I'm finally done being the guy she left behind. Ravi laughed. Good. About time. You deserve better than that shallow mess. I know, I said. But better doesn't mean easy. True. But you're handling it. That night, I scrolled through my phone and saw another post from Maya, another expensive vacation, another diamond-studded smile, Raj looking smug next to her. I scrolled further, reading comments about how successful she was, how enviable her life seemed. I muttered to myself, seems perfect, doesn't it? Anika's text buzzed. Are you okay? I typed back, I'm fine. Just, seeing the world she chose. She replied instantly, seeing isn't the same as needing. Don't let her life dictate yours. I stared at the screen, nodding slowly. She was right, of course. But it was hard not to think about what she had lost, or what I had lost because of her greed. The next morning, Mr. Kapoor called me into his office. I heard about some instability in certain ventures around town, he said. Have you seen it? I frowned. What do you mean? He leaned back, steepling his fingers. You know Maya and Raj, right? Through contacts, I've been hearing rumors. Deals falling through. Clients unhappy. Something about their arrogance rubbing people the wrong way. I blinked. Arrogance? Yes. Maya seems to think charm can cover every mistake. And Raj, well, his controlling streak is catching up to him. You have to watch for opportunities, but don't rush. Observe first. I bit my lip. Interesting. That might be useful. He nodded. Patience is your weapon here. Let them stumble. Learn from their mistakes. And when the right moment comes, you'll know exactly what to do. After leaving his office, I couldn't help but feel a bitter thrill. The universe might actually be on my side, I thought. Later that week, a mutual acquaintance shared a story over lunch. "You won't believe what Maya did," they whispered, glancing around. "What now?" I asked, trying to sound casual. "She convinced a client to sign a deal, promised the moon, and then tried to cheat them on the finer points. Almost got caught. The client was furious. Raj had to step in and cover it." I leaned back, smiling faintly. "She never changes, huh?" "Never. That girl thrives on risk and greed. It's only a matter of time before it backfires." I nodded slowly. "I see it. Karma's already brewing." Ravi, sitting across from me, chuckled. "You're smiling at her downfall." "I'm smiling at the timing," I said. "Not her. Timing. That's all that matters." Anika called that evening. "How's the world of opportunities treating you?" "Better than I expected," I said. "Maya and Raj, things aren't as stable as they pretend. I can feel it. And the more I see them stumble, the more I realize, patience is everything." "Good," she said. "I like the sound of that. But don't let yourself get lost in revenge fantasies. You're better than that." "I know," I said softly. I want to be ready when the time comes. And if nothing else, watching them struggle makes me feel alive again." She laughed softly. "Alive is good. Just, don't let it consume you." "I won't," I promised, though I wasn't sure if I fully believed it. That night, I sat in my apartment staring at my reflection. "I'm stronger now," I whispered to myself. "Stronger than I ever realized. I have control again. Maya may have left, but I'm building something she can never touch. And Raj, well, he'll learn that control isn't everything." I closed my eyes, letting the thought settle. Patience. Observation. Strategy. For the first time, I felt like I was not just surviving anymore, I was waiting for my moment. And this time, I wasn't going to waste it. I walked into the office that morning feeling different. Focused. Like a man who had finally figured out how to hold his own. I could see the respect in my colleagues' eyes, the subtle nods, the way they now treated me as someone who mattered. "Morning," I said to Anika, catching her eye across the room. "Morning," she replied with that small, encouraging smile. "You're glowing today." I smirked. Glowing? Maybe I finally learned how to fake happiness convincingly. She rolled her eyes. "No, it's real. You're confident now. And it suits you." I shrugged, feeling the warmth of her words. Confidence. Something Maya had tried to break but failed. Later that day, I overheard a conversation in the hallway. Raj was meeting with his business partner, a man I'd heard whispered about, a man who seemed loyal but naive, eager to please. "I don't care how you handle it," Raj's voice boomed. "Just make sure our deal closes. I want this one perfect." "You got it," the partner said nervously. "I'll handle the negotiations myself, Raj." I lingered just long enough to pick up the partner's email. A small window opened. I sent a subtle suggestion to one of our mutual clients, an idea framed as a helpful tip, nothing traceable to me. Hours later, I checked the updates. The client hesitated with Raj's deal. Nothing overt, nothing dramatic. Just a ripple. I leaned back in my chair and whispered, "Patience. Let the cracks widen themselves." Anika stopped by my desk. "What are you whispering to yourself now?" "Just, motivation," I said, trying to sound casual. "Ever notice how people reveal their true colors when they think no one's watching?" "Are you talking about her?" she asked carefully. I froze for a second. Maybe. But it's not about her. It's about control. Watching someone stumble without touching them, it's a kind of power. Anika tilted her head. Just don't let it consume you. I know, I said. It's not consuming. It's strategy. Strategy is different. The following week, our company hosted a networking event. I attended, blending in, watching, listening. And then I saw them, Maya and Raj. She looked radiant, flawless, but there was an edge to her charm. I noticed it immediately. Subtle, almost imperceptible. Friction. I let a small smile tug at my lips. She thinks she's untouchable. Hey, haven't seen you in months, I said casually, as I approached. Maya froze for a moment, then smiled. Oh, you're thriving, I see. Thriving is a process, I replied lightly. Some things take time. She laughed, but it was forced. I hope nothing bad is happening on your end, she said, a faint tremor in her tone. Not at all, I said smoothly. In fact, I've been learning how little chaos affects me. Some things, some people, thought they could shake me. But here I am. I could see it then, a flicker in her eyes. Maybe guilt. Or maybe recognition. Either way, it was satisfying. Later that evening, I ran into Raj's partner at the bar. He looked uneasy. Hey, can I ask you something? He said, lowering his voice. Sure, I said casually. You know, about the client negotiations. I feel like something's off. Some of the decisions, they're unexpected. I leaned closer. Sometimes, the unexpected can teach you more than the obvious. Ever think about that? He nodded slowly, frowning. Yeah. I suppose. Just. I don't want to disappoint anyone. Don't, I said softly. Just pay attention. That's all anyone asks. The next day, news circulated that one of Raj's deals was temporarily stalled. Nothing dramatic, but enough to plant seeds of doubt. I read the email and let a small, bitter smile form. Karma wasn't my hand, it was theirs, but I had nudged the balance. Anika called that evening. You sound satisfied, she said. I am, I admitted. It's subtle. No one notices. But the cracks are forming. She's noticing me again. Maya, that is. You mean, she regrets? Maybe a fraction, I said. Not enough to admit it. She's still blinded by pride. But there's a flicker, vulnerability. And I can see it, even from across the room. Careful, she said. You've worked so hard not to be bitter. Don't let that flicker turn into something dangerous. I'm careful, I said. Mostly. But it feels good. To be untouchable in her eyes. To be in control. For once, the tables aren't just turned, they're spinning. I sat back, imagining the future. Each move I made, calculated. Each action, deliberate. Revenge wasn't a shout or a confrontation, it was patience, strategy, and subtlety. Watching her stumble while I rose, quietly, confidently. That night, lying in my apartment, I whispered to the ceiling, the first strike is done. The rest will be even sweeter. Not for her suffering, but for me knowing I survived, thrived, and took control. And as I drifted to sleep, I felt that fire again, the one I'd thought she had snuffed out. It wasn't anger anymore. It was power. Power I'd earned, and power she could never take back. I heard the news first from Ravi over lunch. Raja's empire, it's unraveling, he said, eyes wide. Apparently, a major client discovered some shady dealings. He's under investigation. I blinked. Finally. I whispered, barely audible. Ravi leaned back. Finally. And Maya? She's trying to keep up appearances, I said. But you can see it. The cracks are there. Everywhere. Later that evening, Anika called. You sound tense. Everything okay? I'm conflicted, I admitted. I should feel satisfaction. I should feel revenge served. But I don't know. I also feel pity. Weird, right? No, not weird, she said softly. It's human. You're seeing the person she really is now. Vulnerable. Flawed. Maybe even scared. Scared? I laughed bitterly. She scared me when she left. She's nothing now but a shadow of that girl. Shadow or not, Anika said, you're the one who's grown. You can choose how to respond. That's real power. I leaned back in my chair, thinking. Power. Control. Revenge. Or, mercy. Could I help her rebuild? Could I forgive? Or should I just watch karma finish its work? The next day, I saw Maya on social media again. No diamonds this time. No lavish dinners. Just a photo of her sitting in a small cafe, eyes tired, forced smile plastered on her face. I muttered under my breath, you wanted perfection, now look at this. Ravi called me later. She's reaching out to old contacts. Trying to save face. It's pathetic. I frowned. Pathetic, or human? You don't sound like yourself anymore, he said. You used to want her to suffer. Now, you sound. I don't know, softer. I shrugged. Maybe I am. Or maybe I just see the bigger picture. Maybe I don't need her destruction to feel alive anymore. At work, Mr. Kapoor noticed my distracted state. Something's on your mind, he said. Let it out. I sighed. Maya, and Raj. Their empire is crumbling. Raja's corrupt practices exposed. Maya's trying to survive the fallout. Anne. I don't know. I feel a mix of satisfaction, relief, pity, and maybe, a little heartache. Heartache, he echoed. Yeah. Old memories, good ones, before everything went wrong. Makes me question, how much revenge really matters. Does it matter if I let her fall? Or if I help her up? He nodded thoughtfully. That's the difference between someone who seeks revenge and someone who's grown. You're learning to think beyond yourself. That's maturity. I mulled over his words for the rest of the day. Later, I met Anika for coffee. You look serious, she said, eyes scanning me. I am, I admitted. I can watch them fall, or I can intervene. But why? She made her choices. Exactly, she said. And you made yours. Don't lose yourself in what they deserve. Focus on what you want. I know, I said, staring into my cup. But I can't stop replaying our old moments. Her laugh, her stupid quirks, and then Raj. And the betrayal. And now, she's scared. And I. You're human, she said gently. You're allowed to feel all of it. Conflicted, angry, sad, even a little compassionate. But remember, your life isn't theirs. I nodded slowly. Her presence always reminded me of what real love could be, healthy, steady, patient. Not destructive, not manipulative. That evening, I watched from my balcony as Maya's latest post rolled in, a small apartment, half-hearted smile, trying to look composed. I felt a pang, a strange mix of satisfaction and sadness. I whispered to myself, you wanted the world, Maya. You wanted wealth, control, admiration, and now you're learning that nothing comes without consequences. But maybe there's still hope for you. Not for me. For you. I caught my reflection in the glass, dark eyes, set jaw, calm face. I've changed, I murmured. I'm not the same man who begged for her love. I'm not bitter. I'm stronger. smarter. More alive than I was before. Anika texted me later, remember, life is what you build, not what you destroy. I read it twice and smiled. Exactly, I whispered to the empty room. Exactly. And as the night deepened, I realized the collapse was only the beginning, not of me, but of her illusions. And I was free to choose how far I would let karma go, or whether I'd guide it, carefully, deliberately. I didn't know yet which path I would take. But I did know this, for the first time in years, I wasn't just surviving. I was observing, learning, and, most importantly, deciding. I wasn't expecting her. Not after all these years. The knock at my door startled me. I hesitated, heart hammering. When I opened it, there she was, Maya. No diamonds, no designer dress, no smug smile. Just her, eyes wide, cheeks hollowed by hardship, and a faint tremble in her hands. I need your help, she whispered. I stepped back, holding the door. After all this time, you come to me? Her lips trembled. I've lost everything. Raj, he's gone. I have nothing. Please, I need. Need what? I asked, voice sharp. Money? Shelter? Or just someone to wipe your mistakes away? She flinched. I need a place to stay. Just, a little help. I leaned against the doorframe. Do you know what it feels like to lose me? To betray someone who trusted you completely? Her eyes filled with tears. I know. I was, stupid. Selfish. Stupid. I cut her off. You left me for Raj because he had more money, more influence. You didn't care about me, my life, or what we had. I was blind. I didn't know what I had until it was gone, she said, voice breaking. You didn't know? I asked incredulously. Do you know how many nights I cried, Maya? How many mornings I woke up feeling worthless because you made me feel disposable? I'm sorry, she whispered, finally breaking down. I am, so sorry. I closed my eyes, taking a deep breath. Anger boiled inside me, but there was also something else, a flicker of the girl I once loved. That memory, twisted though it was, made my chest ache. I thought I could move on without you haunting me, I said slowly. But seeing you now, it brings everything back. The betrayal. The lies. The way you used me like I was nothing. She sobbed openly now. I never wanted to hurt you. I thought it was what I needed. Needed? I repeated, voice rising. You needed Raj. You needed luxury. You needed admiration. You didn't need me. And you proved it over and over. I realize now. I was wrong. Everything. I lost him, I lost my life. And I came to you because I don't know where else to go, she said, trembling. I stared at her, the weight of years pressing down. Part of me wanted to slam the door in her face, let her sit in the cold reality of her choices. Part of me wanted to reach out, to offer comfort. But that part had to be tempered by what I knew she was capable of. You know, I said quietly, it's not just Raj. It's you. You made choices. You hurt people. You ruined what we had. And now, you're asking me to forgive all of that. Please, she whispered, desperate. I'll do anything. Anything you ask. Just, please. I shook my head. Do you even hear yourself? Anything I ask. You can't erase the past. You can't undo the pain you caused. And you can't just walk back into someone's life expecting a happy ending. Her tears fell freely now, wetting her hands. I don't care about happy endings. I don't want to die alone in regret. I came to you because, you were the only person I trusted once. And maybe I still do. I swallowed hard. The old hurt flared, sharp and cruel. Maya. I trusted you with everything. My heart, my life, my faith. And you threw it away. And now, you want me to save you? Yes, she said simply, voice trembling. I know I don't deserve it. But I'm asking. I'm begging. Please, just, help me. Don't turn away. I stepped back, closing my eyes. Memories surged, our laughter, our plans, our love. And then the betrayal. The cold nights, the loneliness, the humiliation. Every wound reopened. You made your choices, I said finally, voice steady, though my chest ached. You chose greed over love. You chose Raj over me. And you paid the price. That's all I can tell you. Karma didn't need my help. You did this to yourself. Her head dropped. I understand. I just thought maybe you could forgive me. I looked at her, really looked. I could see the girl I once adored hiding behind the arrogance, the lies, the pride. But I also saw the woman who caused me endless pain. I don't know if I can, I said quietly. I don't know if I should. Maybe, some things aren't meant to be fixed. Maybe, the lesson is living with what you've done. She choked on a sob. I'll take anything. A chance. A word. A look, anything. I shook my head again. I can't give you what you want. I won't. But I won't watch you rot either. You're free to figure it out, on your own. That's your punishment. And maybe, that's your redemption. Her knees buckled, and she collapsed onto the steps outside my door. Please, just, tell me, something. Anything, she begged, voice breaking. I didn't move. I just watched, heart heavy, torn between the anger I still carried and the compassion I never thought I'd feel again. Finally, I whispered, you made your choices. Live with them. And maybe, one day, you'll understand why I can't save you. She sobbed, and I shut the door gently, leaving her there at the threshold of her own consequences. My moral crossroads wasn't about cruelty, it was about knowing that justice, karma, and growth sometimes needed silence more than intervention. And for the first time in years, I felt, truly free. I watched Maya hesitate on the steps outside my door, her eyes pleading, but I didn't move. I could feel every memory, every wound replaying in my chest. And yet, there was clarity now, a calm I hadn't felt in years. I've thought about it, I said finally, my voice steady. You want help, right? Yes, she whispered, almost a breath. I'll do anything. Please, just, guide me. I shook my head. I won't make it easy. Not because I want revenge, but because this is the only way you'll understand what you lost. She blinked, confused. I don't understand. I just want a chance to fix things. To make amends. Amends? I asked, raising an eyebrow. You broke trust, shattered lives. You can't just fix that with a few apologies. I know, she said quietly. I see that now. I'm sorry. More than I can say. I took a deep breath. Then you'll follow my rules. You'll do exactly what I tell you. No shortcuts, no excuses. And you'll feel every step of the consequence. Only then, maybe, you'll learn. Her head dropped. I'll do anything. Good, I said, and I meant it. Not cruelty, not malice, control. Distance. Detachment. watching her learn without me losing myself in the process. Over the next few weeks, I guided her in small ways. Nothing extravagant. A chance to face reality, to understand the impact of her choices. She struggled, stumbled, faltered, but she listened. And slowly, a humility emerged I had never seen before. "I never realized how much I hurt people," she said one evening, voice trembling. "I thought only of myself. Raj, you, everyone. I can't take it back, can I?" "You can't," I said. "And you shouldn't expect forgiveness. You need to live with the consequences. That's the lesson." Not me saying, "It's okay." Tears ran down her cheeks. I understand. I wish I hadn't been so blind. I wish I'd seen what I had before I lost it." I nodded slowly. "Then you're learning. That's the first step. Realizing what you had, what you destroyed, that's far more valuable than pity or indulgence." One afternoon, Anika joined me while I checked on Maya's progress. "You're handling this well," she said, eyes studying me. "I didn't think you could stay so calm, so detached." "It's not easy," I admitted. "Every day, I feel the pull of old anger. But I realized. I don't need her approval. I don't need her love. I need me. My respect. My growth." Anika smiled softly. "I can see it. You've changed. Stronger, wiser, more alive than I've ever seen you." "Thanks," I said quietly. "I couldn't have done it without learning what matters. Not revenge. Not pain. Not even closure in the way people expect. But self-respect, integrity, freedom from the past." She nodded. "And Maya?" "She's learning," I said. "Slowly. But she's facing reality now. And for the first time, she has to live with herself, with what she's done. That's enough. That's her lesson. Not humiliation. Not me crushing her. Just the truth of her choices." Weeks later, Maya approached me, her posture stiff but honest. I think I understand now. I hurt people I loved. I was selfish. And I accept whatever comes next. I won't ask for more." "Good," I said. "That's what I wanted to hear. Not begging, not excuses. Just honesty." She looked at me, hesitant. "Do you forgive me?" I paused. The question hung between us. I had carried anger, resentment, and heartbreak for years. But now, it didn't define me. "I don't know if I need to," I said slowly. "Forgiveness isn't for you, it's for me. And right now, I don't need to. I'm free from what we had. And that's enough." Her lips trembled, but she nodded. "I understand. Thank you, for showing me the way, even if it's hard." Later, Anika and I walked through the park, sunlight warming the path. "You did the right thing," she said, linking her arm with mine. "Not revenge. Not indulgence. But, guiding her without losing yourself." I smiled faintly. "I think I finally see it. Life isn't about punishing people who hurt you. It's about choosing who you want to be. And I choose someone who doesn't need approval, who doesn't need anyone to validate me." "And you have that now," she said softly, eyes bright. "You're whole. You're ready." I glanced at her, a warmth spreading through me I hadn't felt in years. Maybe I am. Maybe this is the start of something real. Something steady. Something mine. Anika smiled again. "Then take it. Don't look back. Not at Maya. Not at Raj. Not at anything that used to hold you down." I nodded, feeling the weight of the past lift. I won't. This is my life now. My choices, my growth, my peace. And as we walked forward, side by side, I realized something profound. I didn't need her, her regret, or her validation. I needed me. And for the first time in a long time, that was enough. I never thought the day would come when I could finally breathe without the weight of her shadow pressing down on me. But standing in my apartment, watching Maya pack her meager belongings, I realized it had. I can't believe I let it go this far, she murmured, voice trembling. I didn't reply at first. I simply watched her, once so confident, now reduced to someone learning the full consequences of her choices. I lost everything. And I thought I could still manipulate life to fix it, she continued, avoiding my gaze. You did manipulate it, I said calmly, just not in the way you expected. Karma has a way of catching up. Her lips quivered. I deserve this. I know I do. You do, I said, voice steady. But don't mistake suffering for my revenge. I didn't orchestrate your fall. You did. Every choice, every selfish act, it all came back to you. She finally looked at me, tears brimming. I never wanted it to be like this. I thought I could have it all and still keep you. I was wrong. I nodded slowly, remembering the nights I spent replaying her smile, her laughter, her lies. You weren't thinking about me. Not then. And not now. She swallowed hard. I'm sorry. For everything. For all the pain, the betrayal, the humiliation. I can't take it back, but I hope. Hope what? I asked softly, curious despite myself. That, maybe someday, you can forgive me. Or at least, not hate me completely. I shook my head, exhaling. Forgiveness isn't mine to give anymore. What's important is that you understand. That you face the truth of your actions and live with it. That's your redemption. She blinked, trembling. And, what about us? Could we have had a chance if I hadn't? I smiled faintly, a bitter edge beneath the calm. If you hadn't betrayed me? Maybe. But that isn't the life we have now. And honestly, I don't want that life anymore. I've grown beyond needing you to validate it. Her hands shook as she placed the last of her things in a box. I don't know if I can ever make this right. Or even forgive myself. You will, I said quietly. Eventually. It won't be quick. And it won't be easy. But every choice you make from here on counts. That's all the universe asks of anyone. For a moment, we were silent, the only sound a faint rustle of paper and the hum of the city outside. Then she spoke, voice almost a whisper, do you want any of this back? She gestured toward the gifts I had once given her, the jewelry, the letters, the mementos. I thought for a long moment. No. Keep them if they remind you of what you lost. Or burn them if they weigh too heavy. They don't belong to me anymore. What matters now, is that I let go. She nodded, tears streaming freely. I will. I promise. There was a weight lifted in the room, an unspoken understanding that our chapter, our destructive, painful, unforgettable chapter, was closing. I guess this is goodbye then, she said softly, voice broken. Yes, I said, firm but calm. Goodbye. And Maya, live your life responsibly this time. Don't run from consequences. Don't run from yourself. I will, she whispered, voice barely audible. Thank you, for showing me, for everything. She walked to the door, pausing for a final glance. I hope you're happy. Truly. I nodded. I am. And I will be more, every day. Because I'm choosing myself. My life. My peace. The door closed softly behind her. And for the first time in years, silence didn't feel empty. It felt like freedom. Later, I sat down, opening a box of old letters I had written to her long ago, letters I never sent. The words were raw, filled with hope, love, and pain. I read one aloud, voice low. I trusted you with my everything, and you left me broken. But I will rise again. I smiled faintly, tearing the letter in half. And I did. I burned it in the small fireplace, watching the flames consume the words that had once chained my heart. Each curl of smoke felt like the past releasing me, dissolving into the air, leaving only clarity. Anika appeared in the doorway, silent but present. "You've done it," she said softly. "I think I have," I admitted, eyes fixed on the fire. Not because I made her pay. Not because I got revenge. But because I survived, I grew. I chose me. She stepped closer, hand brushing mine. "And that's what matters. You didn't let her define your worth. Or your happiness. Or your future." "No," I said, voice stronger now. "I define all of that. And for the first time, it feels right." We sat together in silence for a while, the city lights shimmering outside. Memories came and went, but none hurt anymore. Each one was a lesson, a reminder of how far I'd come, how resilient I had become. Later, I went to my balcony, the cool night air brushing my face. I thought of Maya and Raj, of the life they had built and lost. I thought of the pain I had endured, the nights I had spent alone, and the mornings I had woken up unsure if I could trust again. But now, I could. I trusted myself. My choices, my strength, my morality. And that trust felt like victory. I survived, I whispered to the night. I survived the heartbreak, the betrayal, the years of doubt. And I chose me. I remembered the gifts she had taken, the letters I had burned, the small symbolic acts that marked the end of that chapter. Each one was a testament, not to her loss, but to my growth. "I forgive the past," I said quietly, voice steady. "I forgive myself for believing in someone who wasn't ready to love me the way I deserved. And I move forward, free." And for the first time in years, I felt no anger. No bitterness. No craving for revenge. Only clarity, strength, and peace. Anika leaned against me, light and reassuring. "The best victories aren't measured by what you take from others," she said softly. "They're measured by what you gain for yourself." I smiled, letting the warmth of her presence settle into me. I've gained everything I needed. Strength, respect, freedom, and maybe, someone who truly cares for me. We stood together, looking out over the city lights, and I realized, life's greatest victories weren't about punishing those who hurt you. They were about surviving the pain, learning from it, and choosing yourself. And I had done that. Finally.